So just to start with, obviously big news out of the UK MMA scene was the announce of UFC 304 in Manchester in July. Obviously when you announce the fight, if you're on it, it's not going to be here speaking to me, but what can you tell us about it and your potential involvement on the card?
I could tell you that I wish I knew more myself, to be honest. Right now I don't. I'd love to have all the information. I'm a bit of an OCD guy, especially when it comes to training. I like to know who I'm fighting, where it's going to be, who it's going to be against, what time it's going to be. I like to know all the details so I can prepare myself mentally and physically for that. Unfortunately right now I don't have any of that. I've got a date, that's about it. I know as much as everybody else. Literally, I would love to tell you more, but I don't know any.
I know you went to America 2 weeks ago to watch UFC 300 as a fan, but you also had some business there. I would imagine you met with Dana and the matchmakers.
Yeah.
Obviously nothing's confirmed yet, but did it go well? Was it what you expected? I know you said you're going out again next week. Is that for more meetings?
No, it's not for more meetings. The last one, yeah, we met. I have a great relationship with the guys high up at the UFC. We have a really, really good relationship. We can speak openly, speak on the phone, speak in person, stuff like that. Yeah, we're just talking about where I want to go, what I want to do, who I want to fight, that kind of stuff, and what works for them. And yeah, we're just working on that now. It's not me holding it up. I'm willing to fight anybody. So it's the other sides of the coin, the opponents that are holding it up at the moment.
One heavyweight contender that has come out today and been into speaking to MMA fighter, and he says Curtis Blades. He feels like the fight with him makes the most sense,
Yep.
but he said he knows well enough not to get his hopes up. Would you say that fight makes the most sense? Obviously with
Completely
John Jones
agree.
out of the picture.
Completely agree with everything that Curtis Blades says. If the fight doesn't happen between me and Curtis, it's not mine or Curtis's fault. It's the UFC's doing. We both want the fight. We spoke publicly, we spoke privately. I know Curtis, good guy. I want to get that one back. He wants to obviously have a title shot. Makes all the sense in the world. Whether the UFC want to do it or not, that's up to them. But we both want it.
Yeah, the attitude you have both got to fights like that is quite refreshing. I know the heavyweight division especially, there's been a lot of hold up the last few years.
Yeah.
First with Stipe and Cormier, he's obviously trilogied. John Jones coming in, he's had injuries, he's sort of holding out to only fight Stipe and then maybe potentially retire. After you do have this fight, it'll be for the interim again, this one I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Are you looking to get, I mean, it's pretty much the heavyweight title or nothing after that, surely?
I hope so, but I'm just looking to be as active as possible. I think that I'm not in the prime of my career yet. I think that physically I've got, a bit to go before I get there. Mentally I've got a bit to go as well. I think that I'll probably prime, 34, 35 like a normal heavyweight would. So right now I just want to be active and fight whoever they want me to fight. I ain't picking and choosing. I'm happy to fight whoever they want me to fight.
If it's not going to be Blades, who would you see as the other options that you could potentially come up against if it's not going to be Curtis?
Well, Cyril Gane's always there knocking around at the top of the division. Very talented guy. Alex Pereira's talking about moving up. Stipe is without a fight, as far as we know. I guess it's pretty thin at the top of the heavyweight division. You talk about a few guys who are really up there in elite. So yeah, them 3 or 4 guys. I don't know. It just depends on the UFC.
In terms of Cyril Gane, I saw he tweeted that he's actually busy filming a Netflix film this summer. That's why he's supposedly rejected a fight with you. What do you think of that?
I thought he was a UFC fighter, not an actor. I don't know. So he tweeted that, has he?
He tweeted in response. Yeah, he's busy filming a thing. He tweeted in response. He'll see you in September, but not in
Yeah, well,
summer.
I ain't going to Paris. I'm the champion now. You can come to where I'm from if he wants it. Otherwise, you'll have to fight somebody else. Yeah.
In terms of, obviously you said you want to be as active as possible, barring any injuries in your next fight, would you like to be in again before the end of the year?
Oh, 100%. I want to get 2 fights in this year, definitely. I would like to go back to MSG and fight over there. I love New York. I love Madison Square Garden. I'd like to get one anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I've fought quite a lot of places now. I'd like to fight wherever. I wouldn't mind a trip to like Japan or China or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. But MSG, I'd like to do that one again. That was really cool. So I know that they usually do that show around November, December time. So if we get one in July, come through that one alright. Fight again in November, December. That's ideal.
Obviously everything's busy at the moment with planning that next fight, getting into camp once you've got the opponent, but outside of the octagon you've also got TNT Sports show that you just started, Tom Aspinall's Fight Lab.
Yeah.
Just to start with, how can you tell us about how that came about and how you're finding it so far, being on TV?
I mean, we've only recorded 2 episodes. The first one went out before 300. The next one is coming out this Sunday. So it comes out 6 days before each numbered event, and then it'll be shown every night on TNT Sport. It came about by, obviously, over the years I've got to know the guys at TNT. I'm close friends with Adam, Catterall, Nick Pete and Bisping, who all work for TNT. I'm close with a couple of the producers and stuff. And I think that, Adam's the host of the show. I'm kind of the fighter of the show, I guess, the specialist. And me and Adam, I think it just comes across well on camera because we're friends. I think that just comes across and it's easy. And they just had a bit of a gap in the market, I guess. They wanted to do like a bit more of a breakdown show, but a bit more. The way me and Adam do it, it's a bit more like informal, like it's just messing around. And we have a guest on there every time. The first time we had Joe Cole. We've just done another one. I don't think I can say who it's with though.
You can. Adam tweeted out.
I can say it's with Carl Frampton. And we have some really, really good guests coming up that I can't speak about yet. Yeah. But they've even thrown me off what guests they're going to bring in. It's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to the next. So I think we're going to be trying it out for 12 months. So it's going to be a year thing so far. Hopefully we go more than that.
And obviously, most outsiders would probably expect Frampton to take to the MMA. You're going to show him a bit well being a boxer, but I think a lot of people were surprised with how well Joe Cole he was straight in there with the takedowns.
Honestly,
on the pads,
Joe Cole surprised me. He got some decent moves, but I'd say Joe was a little bit better than Carl. Carl just did a bit the other day. When was it? So it's Friday today. We did it here on Tuesday. Sorry, I think it was Monday. So we did it this week. Carl was all right, but I think Joe might have got the edge. I reckon Joe might beat Carl in an MMA fight.
Would you say there's something too, just coming into it with no experience? Obviously, Carl's trained as a boxer for 20, 30 years, so he's got all that muscle memory, so maybe trying to take down it's going to feel unnatural. Whereas as a beginner,
I think so. I mean, it's quite refreshing for me as well because I used to coach jiu-jitsu for 10 years. That's what I kind of did to financially support my fighting. Back before I was in the UFC and I was making decent money, I used to work doing personal training and coaching people, jiu-jitsu and grappling and stuff. So nice to go back to that a little bit as well, and it's just refreshing for me to be able to teach raw beginners again. It's pretty cool. Like
you said, the dynamic of the show as well with you and Adam, it works really well because you just make that side of it anyway. Yeah. I think the best way it works, obviously you've got the specialist knowledge, Adam knows a lot himself. Is it sort of trying to find that balance between explaining the technical side as also marketing it to a wider audience that doesn't have that specialist knowledge?
Yeah, well, in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, I think the 2 best guys on the mic in MMA are Adam Catterall and John Anik. That's my personal opinion. It's got nothing to do with friendships or anything like that. As a viewer watching, I think them 2 guys are so smooth on the mic, and I think that Adam is obviously someone I work with now, and he's so good at taking the awkwardness away, any awkwardness that I've got, because I'm obviously not a TV presenter. Adam just picks it up and makes it smooth, and I think it just works well. You know, me and him together, I think it just ultimately works well, and I think the more episodes we do, the better it's going to get, because obviously I'm new to it, so Adam makes me look good.
In terms of what you want to get out of it, is it just sort of enjoying it and being a part of it, or would you like to get something out of the show? Would you like to sort of educate people or build an audience?
Well, that's the goal. The goal is to. I think that a lot of uneducated people in the sport, they think fighting just 2 fellas two hard guys locked in a cage. They're just having a scrap and see who the hardest guy is, and it definitely is that to a degree, but there's a way more to it than that. And if I can explain that and educate people a little bit, that's a win in my eyes. Also, from a personal perspective, when I'm done with fighting, I want to do more of that. That's what I want to do. I don't want to leave the sport altogether when I'm finished with fighting. I want to go down the Bisping route, so to speak, just helping make the sport more popular, helping people realise that it's not thugs who do it and stuff like that. We're perfectly normal people who get on the sport. We're just sports people. And if I can get that across, that's a little win for me and the sport, hopefully.
Like you said, there's still people out there that don't quite understand, but it has got a lot bigger in recent years, especially in the UK. I think I watched your interview with Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour, the other week, and you said UK MMA is really at its peak right now.
Yeah.
You've got the pay-per-view coming to Manchester for the first time in however long. We have cards every year, but they're not always pay-per-views.
Yeah.
You've got your TNT show. They're really trying to get it out there in the masses. How much of an honour is it, and how important is it for you to be part of that and be leading that charge alongside Leon Edwards, Paddy Pimblett and other fighters like that?
It's just, it's hard to put it into words, to be honest, how big it is. And I think as a nation of MMA, as a nation of MMA community now, we're spoiled in a way, is that having a pay-per-view card is massive in any country, never mind like a small country like ours. And I think, the time thing is big for the fans in the UK. Obviously, it's going to be on in the middle of the night, which isn't ideal. But also, it's pay-per-view card, and it's just so big. You know what I mean? They're not giving us like a small card of local guy and local talent. Like these are international pay-per-view stars who are going to be fighting on the card, and it's just absolutely massive for UK MMA. Yeah, I definitely agree that it should be on UK time and not bypassing that. But as a consumer of MMA, it's just huge, and I just feel so lucky to be able to represent that.
Not to put a negative spin on that, because that obviously is massive for the UK, but like you mentioned with the time, it is going to be US time for anyone who doesn't know, so it'll be 11 the card start for the prelims, around 3 for the main card. Does that impact your training at all? Because obviously with America you'll be doing it for the time difference, but training in UK time and then having to go and fight on American time, essentially. How does that affect your camp?
So for me as an athlete, it doesn't make that much difference, to be honest. For fans, it's awful. For UK fans who would want to go and watch it live, it's terrible. Really, really bad. For me as an athlete, I'll probably, 10 days out, I'll probably start waking up in the night and training at like 4 or 5 a.m, probably for like a week or two before, just so I can get used to my body being active at that time. But that's easy, you know what I mean? For me, it's really easy. I don't have to fly across the world. I don't have to take my team across the world. I don't have to pay taxes in a country that I don't live in. I don't have to have jet lag and deal with all that. Like, it's literally just a case of I have to train in the middle of the night for a week or so. It's pretty easy. It's a lot worse for the fans than it is for me. I think it's terrible for the fans, to be honest. For the UK fans, you know what I mean? For the American fans and globally, it's not too bad. For the UK fans who want to come and support the event, it's really bad. And I'm going to be quite vocal about that as well, because I think they deserve to have it on our time. Do you know what I mean? It's our card, but I understand why they're doing it like that.
Manchester. Obviously, you fought in London before, headline that card. That was, apart from MSG, you've had MSG now, but in terms of like a homecoming in front of your main fans, that was huge. Huge night in your career. But Manchester, even more so, Northwest is your neck of the woods. How much of an honour is it to be fighting like that, if you are going to be on the card?
It's massive. I have headlined the O2 3 times, and I know what kind of pressure it brings, so that's an advantage that I've got. Obviously, I've never fought in the Northwest before. I'm from Manchester, so fighting in Manchester brings extra pressure. But I just got to go with it. What can I do? I'm just going to go with it, try my best, and try my best to enjoy it as well, because these moments they're soon done. Do you know what I mean? Before I know it, I'll be 40 years old and I'll be done, and I'll be doing something else in my life. So I always try and enjoy the moments while they're here, and that's what I'll be doing on July 27th.
Like we touched on before, in terms of continuing to grow the sport in the UK, the facility you've got here now is state of the art. You've got the big gym upstairs, you've got the octagon, you've got the match, you've got all the equipment downstairs. Is that something you look to in terms of going forward, both in your career and after, like you said, staying involved in the sport? Having a facility like this, is that great to bring through the next generation of fighters as well?
It's not something I massively think about, to be honest. I think as a professional athlete at the highest level, you need to be like very, very selfish. And as bad as it sounds, I don't really think about other people. I think about what training, the best training I can get for me. That's as far as it goes, and I know that sounds pretty selfish, but I have to be. And I'm just basically, mate, for the next few years of my life, I've long want to continue in this sport. It's got to be about me. and I will seek out the best training, the best facilities that I can possibly get until I retire, and then I'll think about the people after that.
For you at the minute, seeking out the best facilities, is that at the moment sort of, so when you go into your next fight in that camp, is that all in-house at this point? Is it all at Aspinall BJD?
No. I train a bit in Holland as well. I've trained there for quite a few years now, about 4 or 5 years.
Rico?
With Rico Verhoeven, and his team, great people. And I'll go anywhere that gives me the work that I feel like I need, and that my team feels like I need as well. I'm not opposed to bringing guys in. I'm not opposed to going overseas to train at all. Like, I have a core group of people, me and my dad kind of at the centre of it, and they all want what's best for me, and that comes without politics or anything like that. It becomes with literally whatever I need to take me to the next level. That's what we're going to do. And if I have to, go away and train or bring people in or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to do what's best for me, and to get me to be the best heavyweight of all time, which is my goal. We'll do whatever we can.
In terms of, you said you see at least 5 years minimum for you in the sport left, you've not hit your peak yet.
Yep.
When you think about the end of your career, if you do think about it at all, and when it's time to hang up, are you looking at a certain number of fights, a certain number of years, or is it just going to be a case of when your body tells you that's when it'll be up?
When I stop enjoying it and when my body tells me, yeah. I'm not putting a number on it. It could be in 1 year, it could be in 10 years, I don't know. Right now I absolutely love it, love fighting, love training. I think when your love for training goes, that's when you have to start thinking, like, is this going to be enough? Because training is the bulk of what you're doing. So, yeah, I love training right now. I mean, I've got the best training situation I've ever had. I absolutely love it. And love fighting, love travelling. And I enjoy it, so I'll keep going as long as I enjoy it.
Just finally, when it does come to that end and you leave the sport, how would you like to be remembered as a fighter?
I think probably I'd like to be known as someone that fights everybody. That's really important to me, that I don't duck and dodge fights. I'm not trying to do that. I try to fight the best guys. Yeah, just a good champion, I think. I'm not... I'd love to be the best heavyweight of all time and a Hall of Famer. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, definitely.